Ooh, okay, guys, what's up? This here is something I haven't done in a minute, which is a pregame Eagles matchup, and I kind of had to take a chance to look at the Cardinals, and also wanted to see what the injury report is looking like by now, to see who practiced on Wednesday, and who didn't. So that's very important. It's a very important practice day. Um, Typically, who doesn't practice Wednesday gives you an indication of who's going to play on Sunday. Friday is usually the final one, you know. So anyway, what we got is us, the Eagles. We sitting at 4-8-1 versus the Cardinals, who coming in at 7-6. Right, they're the better team without a doubt. At 7-6. Um, and that's what I go based off, not who's on the roster and everything, and potential this and that. I'm old school. Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. That's just the truth. At the end of the day, um, this is going to be a tough one, man. I had a really good feeling about last week against the Saints. Like I said, because of circumstantial situations, like the Saints having to play the Chiefs this week, that sort of thing. Arizona, they do have a division game coming up next week against the 49ers. I'm sorry. Yeah, against the 49ers. That's who they have coming up. But they're going to be ready for the Eagles, and they're not going to take us lightly, because they're not like in the playoffs like the Saints were, right? They're sitting at 7-6, which means they need all these games. Don't try to even think about going to the playoffs without winning at least 10 games. You know what I mean? So they really going to need it. They're third place in their division. And according to the numbers they put out there, whatever the hell that means, the numbers are saying they have a 66% chance of making the playoffs. So they're going to be ready. We're going to get an A game from them. And that means we're really going to have to play an A plus game, being they're the better team and they're at home. Kyler Murray is going to be a serious problem. When we look at the matchup versus him, I think our defensive line will do well, but this guy has that type of escapability, man. Um, and because we're the type of team that hasn't invested in linebacker the way I think you should, it's going to be tough, man. Edwards is going to play our middle linebacker, who's our best tackler. That's a plus. But Singleton, I know he had a decent game last week, but he's still not really a guy that I believe in. But hopefully, man, he can show us something. Uh, Duke Riley. I mean, I really don't like our linebackers like that. And I think the young guys, both Bradley, he was dinged up, and Davion Taylor, we know, was out. And I'm not saying I would pick us to win if they were in, but I like the athleticism of those guys. Really ideally right now with the linebackers we have, I would like to see Edwards and the two young guys, Bradley and Taylor. But I guess we'll have to wait till next year to see if we may even get something like that. Considering maybe we'll get rid of Schwartz and get another guy with a different philosophy that emphasizes linebacker play. We'll see what happens on that. Cardinals come in with a lot of guys dinged up. That may help us. They have two guys in the secondary, Dre Kirkpatrick and Jalen Thompson, who's their safety. They're dinged up. They actually didn't practice. So we'll see how they are. So generally, if you didn't practice today, you're dinged up. That doesn't mean they won't play, but if they do play, they won't be at 100%, and that's good. Patrick Peterson, he's still, he's an old head now, but he's still one of the best pure cover corners in the old school style of like bump and run that we have in the league. So, Eagles got to avoid him, I would say, man, unless you were able to scheme some guys open. I don't like the matchups there, but I didn't like the matchups last week. I think the matchup last week was worse. Do I think we'll put up some points? Yeah, yeah. But our best, but we're at a little bit. We're a little bit weaker than we will be than we were last week. Jack Driscoll, our backup right tackle, not even our starter right tackle, which is Lane Johnson. Our backup right tackle was out for the season, so we lost both the starting right tackle Lane Johnson and the backup tackle Jeff Driscoll for the season. There's nothing good about that situation. You know what I mean? So I think Matt Pryor, they got to plug him in there. I don't know. We'll just see what we can do with that. I don't like what I saw from the right guard, Herbert, last week. It could be that maybe he'll do a better job with whoever Arizona has. I don't know, but what I can imagine if he gets beat like a drum, then you're going to have I guess Hurts trying to escape the same way he did before, but now you lost the tackle over there too, not just the guard and the tackle. This thing is a mess, man. Um, it's not looking good to me. I can't. It's hard for me to pick us to win this, man. Arizona's going to be looking to win this game. They're not going to come in here playing, man. And matter of fact, we got to go there. You know what I mean? So I'm not stressing about a victory here. Uh, I would be elated if we could get the victory, but I'm not like proclaiming that because I know too much about. I mean, just I know too much about football to be out here saying that, the Eagles are going to win this game. I really don't know. I'm just going to watch, and I'm more so interested in looking at Hurts, how he'll respond in these situations. Whether or not he'll keep his poise and that kind of stuff. I'm not like some of these talking heads in Philadelphia on the radio, whether they're the Carson Wentz lovers or haters. Like I said, I don't get into loving and hating players, especially when they've only played 5-6 years for the team. They haven't won us like a big Super Bowl or anything. What I get into is I love or hate what I see. So the way I feel about Carson Wentz is nothing personal. It's just I hate the way he's played, right? And no, I don't believe it's just the line and just the lack of weapons and all of that stuff that has led to that level of play. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at Jalen Hurts here. If we lose, I'm not going to be saying, "Oh, well, you see, we can go back to Wentz and it doesn't make a difference." You know what I mean. What we should be looking for in Jalen Hurts is poise, execution, smart decision making. Those are the qualities, man, you look for. You know, um, and a lot of people don't understand that, man. A lot of the talking heads, they're looking for this big perfect arm, and things that are very shallow and obvious. Of course, you want your quarterback to have an arm, right? But you can have all the talent in the world. Without poise, you'll win nothing. You can have all the numbers in the world. Without poise, without confidence, it really, really means nothing. I've seen some of the best, most talented players in the world when they're faced with adversity, they're unable to perform. Right? The great players, what makes them truly great compared to others is their ability to do their best in a situation where it's most needed. Right? Like even between Carson and Nick Foles, Carson Wentz is the much more talented player. The advantage Nick Foles has is that Nick Foles is more poised in those situations where you really need him. And I think this is obvious. So that's what I'm looking for from Jalen Hurts. I'm looking for a guy that doesn't make the big mistake in the big moment. You know what I mean? And so far, so good with him, man. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen later, but so far, so good with him. Um, so we're going to see, man. What happens here? It would be lovely to get that victory. But it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. I think we're at a disadvantage. I think that team is the better team. Uh, but these are those moments, man, where you see if like we could put together a game plan that deals with a lot of Miles Sanders. I like the way he was used last week. I think I would like to see him with more carries than 14. Doug, you know, I like the way he was used in the passing game, especially. That was good. We need more of that. Zach Ertz looking like he's come more to life to me. I'm not saying he put up all the big numbers last week like he normally does, but he looked like he was there and he was ready to go. If Hurts could start to use him and to use Dallas Goedert more this week, I think that may happen. You know what I mean? DeAndre Campbell, one of the linebackers for Arizona, I don't think he's going to play. Um, so we'll see. Jordan Hicks, our old buddy. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Actually, I didn't see where he was out, so I'm assuming Hicks will be there, right? So you got to kind of watch out for him. He's decent in the passing game. I remember he used to grab those interceptions for us. So I don't really have a score. I'm not predicting a win for us. I think it'll be a close, tightly contested game. Jalen Hurts, to me, appears to be the quarterback that's always going to make it, a battle. I don't see him as the type of guy that just totally gets overwhelmed and blown out. So I'll say Arizona 27, Eagles about 23, 21, something like that. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much on that. My next video, I think I'll be dealing with the Sixers. You know what I mean? So until next time, man. I'll see y'all, I guess, around, especially when it comes to the Eagles. See you on Sunday, man. I'm out.